Hi, this is CAT 2024 Quant, third slot, part 4 of 5. Again, CAT solutions, go through it, understand the methods and see if you can apply it to different kind of sums. There's specific techniques which are there in these CAT sums which you can always use in CAT examination. So if you understand the techniques, it becomes better. So time for distance sum, train travel at a certain distance at uniform speed, 6 kilometers per hour. More, it would have needed 4 hours less. There are two approaches to solve. Okay, first let's assume the speed is s, initial speed, time is t. So distance is speed into time. Right? Had the speed been 6 kilometers per hour more, same distance, speed is 6 kilometers per hour more, it would have taken 4 hours less, t minus 4. Right? Had the speed been 6 kilometers per hour less, so s minus 6. Okay, time need would be 6 hours more, t plus 6. Now, one approach which you can obviously is you have two variables, you can form two equations, one equation with these two, one equation with these two, and then try to get the answer, because two variable equation you can find the value of s and t. So if I expand the first two, st is equal to st plus 6t minus 4s minus 24, st gets cancelled. So you get 6t minus 4s minus 24 equal to 0. Going with the second, again st is equal to st minus 6t plus 6s minus 36 equal to 0. st gets cancelled, so you get minus 6t plus 6s minus 36 equal to 0. Now you add these two equations. When you add these two equations, you realize 6t will get cancelled. So what you have is 2s minus 60 equal to 0, or you'll get s equal to 30. The moment you get speed as 30, substitute any one of the equation and try to find the value of t. So if I substitute out here, let's say minus 60 plus 6 into 30, 180 minus 36 equal to 0. So t will be 180 if you look at minus 36, 144, okay, minus 144 upon minus 6, solve it, you'll get 24. So distance will be 30 into 24, which will become 720. Distance is 720. The second approach, you start with the same way. I mean, you start with saying that distance is equal to st, which is, I'm just putting the equation which is there, s plus 6 into t minus 4, right? T minus 4, and that is same as s minus 6. So t plus 4, t plus 6. So compare first and last equation. If it's equal, you can take that s upon s minus 6 is equal to t plus 6 upon t. If the ratios are equal, now here ratios are equal and the difference between them is equal. If you look at difference between numerator and denominator, here also is 6, here also is 6. That means corresponding values are equal. That means I say a upon b is equal to c upon d. If the difference in a and b and c and d are equal, then a should be equal to c, b equal to d. Because when you say, let's give a number, 2 upon 3 should be equal to 2 upon 3. When you increase the difference 4 upon 6, the number will become different. Anyway, based on this, you can make out that s is equal to t plus 6. If you look at, based on this particular value, you can make out that s is equal to t plus 6. Now use this, put in this particular equation. So you get s is equal to t plus 6, so t plus 6 into t. Now s equal to t plus 6, so it becomes s plus 6 becomes t plus 12 into t minus 4. Right. So I can take t, this is t minus 4. T upon t minus 4 is equal to t plus 12 upon t plus 6. Now here the difference is 6, here the difference is 4. To make it equal, make this difference as 6 by multiplying by 1.5. If I multiply by 1.5, it becomes 6. Use that, which will be equal to 1.5 t upon 1.5 t plus 6. 1.5 t equal to 1.5 t plus 6 equal. Now difference is 6, difference is 6. You can equate the two. So t plus 12 is equal to 1.5 t. Or you can say 0.5 t equal to 12 or t equal to 24. So moment you get t equal to 24, s will be 30 and distance will be 24 into 30, which will become 720. Same thing, I'm not saying two equation, two variable, but here I'm using, instead of forming, using ratios and trying to solve. And there I'm trying to form equation, two variable, two equations, simultaneous equation, and try to solve. right? But approach remains the same. Ratio methods are useful in a lot of sums, maybe not this type of sum, maybe you can still use equation, but a lot of sums where you can use ratio. So be comfortable with the ratio methods. Find a value of product. Now if I look at this, I can make out that A, B, C, D, E, F will be more than 1, but slightly more than 1. Because if I say 8 raised to F is 9, remember 8 squared is 64 and 8 raised to 1 is 8. So it will be slightly more than 1. So F will be slightly more than 1. Same area. Here 3 raised to 1 is 3 and 3 squared is 9. So A should be again slightly more than 1. So when you're multiplying all the values which are slightly more than 1, and you know answer will be in integer because the theta question, you can actually mark the answer as 2. I mean, if you don't know how to calculate it. I mean, I would guess mark it as 2 because that is the obvious answer, and that will be the answer because all the values are slightly more than 1, and when you keep on multiplying by slightly more than 1, the answer will be more than 1, but it may not go to very high value. Since each value is slightly more than 1, you will get 2. Okay, now let's look at the approach. Now 3 raised to A equal to 4. To remove A from the power, the only way is technically log. So if I look log 3 raised to A equal to 4, log 4, taking log on both the sides. So A log 3 equal to log 4. So you can make out A equal to log 4 upon log 3. Same if you look at B will be log 5 upon log 4. C will be log 6 upon log 5 and so on. Log 6 upon log 5. So what do I want is A into B into C into D into E into F, which is A is log 4 upon log 3, B is log 5 upon A is log 4 upon log 3, right? B is log 5 upon log 4, C is log 6 upon log 5 and so on till you get last one is log 9 upon log 8. You realize log 4 gets cancelled, log 5 will get cancelled. You get in the 9 in the answer log of 9 upon log of 3. Log of 9 is log of 3 square upon log of 3. 2 log, you need not write everything. Actually, you should directly mark the answers too. I'm just writing it. But in the exam, remember, the less you write, the faster you'll be. You'll get the answers too. Converting into logs, you can get the answer. So write less as far as possible because the more you write, you take extra time to write, process, and that takes time. Again, very large number. Whenever you have very large number, we said always take pattern and solve. They're normally very simple sums. You just have to find the pattern, you'll get the answer. A lot of people get scared with looking at large numbers, but technically, if you understand them, it's a very simple way of trying to solve. I want T2, T4, T6, T 2022. T2 is given as -1. If you look at T4, what will be T4? T4 will be 4 minus 3, 1. 4 minus 1, 3 into -1, so become -1 upon 3. T6 is 6 minus 3, 3. 6 minus 1, 5. Okay, into -1 upon 3. 3 will get cancelled, get -1 upon 5. T8, let me take one more. T8 is 8 minus 3, 5. 8 minus 1, 7 into -1 upon 7, which is, if you look at -1 upon 5 here, 5 gets cancelled, -1 upon 7. So you understand the pattern. So 2 you get 1, 4 you get denominator 1 less, 6 you get denominator 1 less, 8 you get denominator 1 less. So when I do 1 upon T2 becomes -1 itself, 1 upon T4 becomes -3 because 1 upon 1 upon 3, 1 upon T6 becomes -5 and so on. So last number will become -2023. Now one is, you should know that sum of consecutive odd numbers, okay, is the middle number square, average square. For example, if I say sum of 1, 3, 5 is 9, which is 3 square. Sum of 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 odd numbers. So 1 to 5 odd numbers, middle number square, 5 square, 25 if you add it up. Same way here, if you look at the sum of all the numbers will be middle number square. Middle number is first plus last number upon 2. Remember arithmetic progression? The middle number or the average is first plus last number upon 2, which is 1012. So it will be 1012 square. Or you can do by AP. In arithmetic progression, sum is equal to average into n. Average is the middle number. This is what is average middle number, which comes to 1012. I know the answer is negative. I'm not taking negative as such in calculation. So all the options are anyway negative. Number of numbers. So if you look at number of numbers, if I take 2, 4, 6, it becomes 2024 even numbers, which means 1012 numbers. 2002, 4, 6, 8. So 1012 into 1012. You can make out large digits. 2 into 2, 4. C option. Just use the calc and solve. You will get the answer, right? Any tough calculation, please use a calc and don't bother about calculating. I mean, simple calculation, yes, it saves time to do it mentally, but any calculation which takes a little bit more, try to use a calc and solve. Number of distinct real values of x satisfying the equation. So it needs equal on both the sides. So one approach of solving it is try to plot it on the graph or try to figure out any pattern in solving. For example, if I take x0, I'm starting with x0. What do I get? This first part of the equation. If I look at 0, maximum 0 and 2 is 2, minimum 0 and 2 is 0, so we will get 2 as a value. If I take x as 1, maximum 2 and 1 is 2, minimum of 1 and 2 is 1, so 2 minus 1 you will get 1. If I take 2, maximum 2 and 2 is 2 itself, and minimum of 2 and 2 is 2, so you get 0. 3, maximum of 3 and 2 is 3, minimum of 3 and 2 is 2, 1, so it is reduced and when taken up. 4, maximum of 4 and 2 is 4 and minimum is 2, so 2. Just realize that it's increasing. I mean, the graph is going down to 0 and then going up. Let me take negative value to this. If I take minus 1, maximum becomes 2, minimum becomes minus 1, so this becomes 3. Again, maximum becomes 2, minimum becomes minus 2, so this becomes 4. Be comfortable with calculation, helps in these calculations. So you can make out the pattern 0, 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's take this particular case. Start with x0. If I put 0, so you'll get 2 minus 2 is 0 out here. Right? If I put 1, 1 plus 2, 3 minus 1. So 3 minus 1 will get 2. If I take 2, 2 plus 2, 4, you'll get 4. If I put 3, 3 plus 2, 5, minus 3 minus 2, 1, 4. If I put 4, 4 plus 2, 6, minus 2, 4. So you realize everything comes 4, 4, 4, 4, 4 after this. Going to negative values. If I take minus 1 plus 2 gives you 1, so this will give you 1 this side, and minus 1 minus 2 will give you minus 3, so which is 3, so this becomes minus 2. If I take minus 2, this becomes 0, this becomes 4, this becomes minus 4. So I realize that pattern goes to, so I plot it on the graph at point 0. Let's take the first graph, first one. It is at point 0, it is 2, let's say 2. Then at point 2 it becomes 0. At point 2 it becomes 0. Okay. And then from 3 onwards again increases like this. Okay. This is how the graph is, the first graph. This also it goes up. So this is a graph, both the sides. Look at second graph. At point 0 it is 0. Then till point 2 it goes to 4 suddenly. It goes to 4 and then it remains constant at 4. Negative keeps on reducing. So look at 2 points of intersection here and here. So which means there should be 2 solutions. So answer is 2. 2 points of intersection where they equal, which means there should be 2 solutions. You will get the answer. So there have been similar sums that have come in the exam before. As I said, you understand the method of solving, it becomes easier to solve. So if you understand the past, you will look at a question in the past. There have been some where you just solve the graph and find the number of solutions. Same approach out here. If you understand the graph method, you still get the answer. Yes, that simple calculation you need to be comfortable. You can solve this and get. I hope this is clear. Try to look at the solution, try to understand the solution and see if you can apply it. If you understand the concept and apply, I'm sure it will help you. Thank you.